all of a sudden this kind of works out that the bishop's still a tactical target. So bishop g8 even on d5, because he would have to take back with the rook and then he'd lose the a2 pawn. So he plays h3 and I play g7 and I'm fine, I'm back in the game again. I'm queening a pawn, winning his rook. But first I play an even better move, I think, king d4. So if h2 then check and I take his bishop. So he plays bishop b3. So now I queen. So I'm totally back in the game from seemingly a dire position. He seems to have fluffed it up. So king f5, king e3. And after king g6, I notice again, hold on. He's going to play king g7 and he's going to trap my bishop on g8. The bishop's going to have no squares. So I have to do something, radical. But as it turned out, I can simply just go for his pawn here because Rybka was indicating just bishop f7 and f5 would be an advantage to white. I didn't see that, so I wanted just to get my bishop back into the game without it being lost. I didn't see the idea of bishop f7 and just having the pawns. So I play check and I get my bishop out with some relief. But now he starts dragging his f pawn and his king can quickly now march to munch my rook on a1. I mean, this is the craziest game I think I've played so far this year. The ups and downs of this game. So even though I'm a rook up, I'm losing the rook there, and now I just have to try and get his pawn, which I thought was going to be tricky here. But then I noticed in this position, thankfully, if I want, I can just play bishop g2. So anyway, I hit it off for the draw, and I had accepted it there. So it was a total emotional rollercoaster, this game, of first being completely winning, I thought, and then being completely lost, and then the result being a draw. Let's have a look in overview and summary. So knight f3. So I get a nice advantage because I thought, he wasted a bit of time with his queen manoeuvre. And he let me exchange off the dark square bishops. Which, although I'm weakening myself the d4 square, I'm covering it now with this next move. So it's a bit positional and tactical in that it has the sneaky knight e5 in mind. So I'm a pawn up here. And now another sneaky move, knight d5, solves some of my positional issues with d3, increasing the advantage. But the more clinical thing to do here would have been f4 to try and exploit the vulnerability of these two guys. So I played d4 instead, which is still good. But he's got an active rook now, and this outside pawn here starts to be really dangerous. And I can't really force this rook off the board. Maybe I could have tried marching my king though, and then bishop to try and evict this rook. But he starts marching the a pawn, and it gives this good square b3 potentially. So if I play a3, b3 is going to be good, which I didn't really. I just thought my pawn's going to crash through in the centre, or I'm going to get the rook to the 7th, and it's going to be all over. But it was visually, so impressive. But factually, the harsh reality, I'm losing my a pawn. I'm giving him a strong outside pass pawn, and the other harsh reality is king is actually doing quite a good job with the bishop of stopping these pawns advancing further. So it's only through tactical means that in this position I missed my opportunity. So I find the right idea, but just again the wrong implementation, not adding the spices to the mix of playing bishop b7 first to deprive the rook to come to a8. I played d7, great idea, just wrong implementation. So he plays rook a8, and I've let him off the hook. And now it just goes completely downhill. And for some miraculous reason, he gives me a dangerous opportunity now to play g5. And he plays some inaccurate moves himself, I think, now, to make this g6 even more effective. So he's got two outside pass pawns, a bishop on d5, able to support both in theory. But this is ludicrous. I'm actually queening my g-pawn as a result of this perverse incidental tactic on this diagonal because of bishop g8. So Paul Georgiou, who's very strong, was just arbitering. He just said he didn't understand this game, and I don't blame him. It's just a crazy game. So I queen my pawn, and I have another opportunity to try and win this game just by going for this pawn and sacking on f7. But I didn't really see that possibility clearly. I was getting short of time anyway. So we get this crazy position where he's forcibly getting my rook off, and it's going to be a draw now. I hope you enjoyed that, and please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.